Yeah, they're working on Donna.
Is that Frank in the background you're talking to?
It is, yes. He's in the next room.
Okay, you guys are live, and let me know when you're ready to do the pledge of allegiance, man.
Okay, I think we're ready. They're ready
Okay.
All right. Yeah,
at the Metro Police Station.
we're showing. All right, you're good to go.
All right, thank you, everyone. I've called this meeting to order, and we'll first recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
It's
to
to the flag
Flag,
of the United
United
States
States
of
of America.
America and to the republic
for
for which
which
it stands,
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
Motion to adopt. Motion
Second,
to,
Do I hear a second?
second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
aye.
So-
Just for clarity, motion was Councilman Walsh. Second was who?
Me, Jay Tyminski.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now I need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of January 14, 2025.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve the minutes from January 14th, 2025. Jay Tyminski.
Second, Don Walsh.
All in
Thank
favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you very much. Before I start the meeting, I would like to have a moment of silence for Bill Owen, who recently passed away.
Olson. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. The first item is the communications and presentations, the PFM Financial Condition Assessment provided to the council for review. Carol, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I just want to note, the nom nights are gonna come in March, because of the weather. They're gonna come to the March meeting, so, they'll present their donation then. And, PFM, the financial, condition assessment, step one, the diagnosis, was provided to mayor and council last week. It is also on the website. It's linked to the agenda. And on, February 25th, rather, we will have a workshop. Prior to that, the step two treatment and recommendations of the financial condition review will be in the hands of mayor and council and the public for review beforehand, hopefully maybe even in the next couple days, as soon as that. So we'll have that. So nothing other to do than to turn that over to you, which you have the first step in your possession.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Carol on that issue?
No.
No.
Okay, thank you. Move along to reports. The first report is the financial report. Don Parks.
Thank you. Before you have the financial update as of January 31st, 2025. We have collected 99.72 of our current year taxes. What this comes down to is we have currently 16 accounts that have outstanding bills, and 3 of those are ones with previous years in which we have liens on. Moving on to our balances of our reserve and committed funds. Our emergency reserve trust fund has $1,174,554. The capital replacement trust fund has $1,281,993. Our street repair and replacement trust fund has $1,297,524. The American Rescue Act Fund has $277,170, And you can see that those funds have been encumbered for 8 Oakwood parking lot, the Burson's natural area and park, and DPW storage for holiday decor. The Emergency Services Enhancement Funding Program, as of the end of January, that should be January, not December, we've had 41 new home construction permits issued versus the 45 that were budgeted. So we are right on schedule with actually meeting our budget for this year for that. And there is a balance of $1,062,186. Transfer taxes, we actually did receive January's transfer tax information in time for me to have it for this meeting. As of January 31st, it was 27.7% of new construction home sales, which were 14 for the year, with 7.7 of land sales, which is 41, and 64.6% of resales. We've had 76 resales from May until January. And currently, as of the end of January, we're $233,000 ahead of our year-to-date target. So with our slow months right now, that's a good place to be sitting going into the end of the year. The financial recaps are on page 3 and 4, followed by the analytics on page 5 and 6. As of this point in our year, we should have 75% or under in utilization of our budget. And right now we're at 72%. So right there, we're sitting good going into the last quarter of the year as well. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Great news. Thank you, Dawn.
I have a question. Where on the report was can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Where on the report was the 16 houses that were in the rears with the payments? I just wanted to make a note on my copy and I didn't see it.
It's the very first item that I
Right.
put out, the real estate. I just added, we've collected 99.72. So that percentage not collected is from 16 accounts.
Oh, you just added the 16.
I just
That's what I
added
was,
that.
okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions for Dawn?
No.
Okay, thank you, Dawn.
You're welcome.
Moving on to the public safety report. Chief McLaughlin.
Yes, just a couple quick highlights. I'll make this fast tonight. We've got all of our stats and data from last month. I'll entertain any questions about that. I wanted to point out a couple things that are upcoming events. We've got on February 1st or 21st, we have the Valor Awards. The Bethany Fenwick Area Chamber of Commerce sponsors those every year. Officer Dylan Murphy will be receiving a recognition from the Ocean View Police Department. We also have reaccreditation that's taking place. The Delaware Police Accreditation Commission accredits agencies for 3 years at a time. So we are preparing now for reaccreditation that's going to take place in March. So there's a lot of activity associated with that here at the police department. We have a golf tournament scheduled at Bear Trap Dunes on April 7th from 1 to 7 p.m. The Fraternal Order Police Lodge 16 is putting that on in conjunction with folks at Bear Trap, and with the proceeds earmarked for the Cops and Goblins event. Our plans are between this golf tournament and a couple other things that we're putting together here at the police department with the help of the FOP. That my goal is to raise 100% of the funds needed for Cops and Goblins this year. I don't know if it's something we're going to be able to do every year, but we're gonna get it done this year. Also, kind of in line with that, on March 24th, the FOP Lodge is doing a dine and donate at the Ocean View Brewery, and that's going to be all day. So anybody stops by there in any time that day, the proceeds should go to the FOP Lodge. One other thing I want to point out too, just a big thank you to our Ocean View PD CERT team, led by Ed Donnelly. They've been a great assistance here recently with some of the town events, Fire and Ice in particular. Those of you that were out there know it was pretty cold. Our CERT folks were out there all day long providing assistance, and we greatly appreciate that. So with that, I'll entertain any questions anybody has regarding the police department.
Thank you, Chief. What were the dates of that tournament at Bear Trap?
I believe that's April 7th from 1 to 7 p.m. And Mr. Mayor, we're looking for any and all help. So if you have anybody, any of the golf enthusiasts there at Bear Trap that want to provide assistance, we're actually going to have a meeting, I think next week. I'll get the date to you. Anybody wants to assist us with the tournament. It's a lot of work, as you know, putting on this tournament, but we're going to get it done. Sergeant Burton is taking the lead on that for me.
And are you going to have some kind of a flyer that goes out or a newspaper advertisement?
Yes, the initial flyer should have went out today. You might want to check the Ocean View Police Department Facebook page. They might have put something out, but if it didn't get out there today, it will get out there tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions for the chief?
Mr. Mayor, I have two quick ones. Chief, you talked about accreditation. That's every 3 years that every municipality, police department gets accredited through the state, correct?
Yes.
And is that part of the PAC that's going on, police accountability, or?
It's somewhat separate, but both are both the PAC and the accreditation are mandated by state legislation.
Right.
So we're fortunate. A lot of the agencies in the state are not accredited, so they're working to get that accreditation. They have to have it in place to meet state guidelines. I think by 2027, 2028. We've already been accredited for quite some time. We're going up for a reaccreditation, but it's a lot to do. And you know, the folks they come here. They're right now in the process of examining all of our policies and procedures. They're doing that remotely, and you know, they're going to be coming on site and inspecting just all aspects of the operation. And you know, we'll have a team of assessors that'll be here for you know, an entire day on site inspecting everything. So,
And the lady we hired on a part-time basis is really going to be helpful in getting us through this accreditation process. Right?
Huge help. She already has been a huge help.
Okay.
And moving forward, I can tell you it's something that we're not going to be able to do without. You know.
Okay. And then the last thing, how was attendance at Night to Shine?
Night to Shine was wonderful.
Okay.
Great time as always. Big turnout,
Okay.
And we had a really good time.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions for the chief? If not, thank you, chief. Who's going to give the planning, zoning, and development report?
I can just go over just a couple highlights, and the rest of it you have in front of you. But I think it's important to mention that the Shore Vista residential community that will be off of Woodland Avenue got its final plan approval from DENREC, and a pre-construction meeting will be held this Friday. So we'll start seeing some action on that project. Grants, lots of grants going after for TAP grants associated with Burzins and the sidewalk programs. And also can report that the design for Burzins Nature Area and Park is coming along well also. And are there any other questions about anything from Ken's report?
Thank you very much. you might as well now do the town manager's report.
Sure. Yeah, Fire and Ice went well. Saturday was a very successful. Sunday, having postponed everything from Friday, was not very well attended. You know, they gave it a try. We were able to close earlier that day on Sunday, the event, but again, dealing with the weather, that was a necessary decision for the chamber to make. Talked about the budget. It was turned over to you last week. And again, on the 25th, we will be discussing during our first workshop. Also already talked about the water, long-range planning, so we'll move on from that. But the water utility sale, the joint application between Tidewater and the town of Ocean View was submitted on January 21st to the Public Service Commission. As of writing, I had been giving the date of March 12th as a possible time for us to be on the agenda. That was moved to February 19th today for this to be on for a possible vote of Public Service Commission. So that's great news, and a lot of work, as you all know, to get to this point. Municipal street aid. The town was awarded $64,069 in association with our 26,000, so 26.69 miles of roadways rather. I also included, you'll recall there was a gentleman who asked about an update for the Assawoman Canal. I provided that information. Hopefully I don't have his contact information, so hopefully he'll take note of our agenda.
Can I add a point to that?
Yes.
I have been getting some questions about that, but unfortunately, they're not in Ocean View.
Yeah, I mean, they are still in design. They do not have the funding, which is what I thought. I do think there will be some more meetings coming up that people will be able to participate in if they wish to. I also included a thank you that we got from Savannah's Landing in regards to the last snow events, how the town handled that event, and appreciation being expressed. We got lots of other good feedback after the last snow event, some from you all as well, but also from the community. And everything is geared up right now for both our own staff who came in at 1 today to be able to address what occurs in the near future, as well as the calling in of the contracted plowers. So everybody's on top of everything, and we have plenty of salt in hand.
Great. Any questions for Carol?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. Just real quick, Carol, you mentioned the street aid we received. Is that the second part of the 128,000 or the first part of the 128,000 that we totally got?
This is that check is what time of year is it? Is it the first or second check, Dawn? You're muted. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to read your lips.
Yeah, we get the first check in July and the second check in January.
And this is the second part of it. Okay.
Yes.
And then
So
Carol,
we've now received everything in full.
all right, very good. And Carol, real quick on Fire and Ice, I heard the attendance was really good on Saturday. And the feedback was positive. There were what I heard, there were some parking issues. Attendance, was that good?
I hadn't heard of any parking issues. We were full. We were definitely full. The CERT team worked hard getting everybody shuttled that needed to. But I hadn't heard of any negative issues other than it was crowded.
Good. Well,
But I'd appreciate anything that has been shared, because that's important for us to fix.
I'm not going to send them on because I told the people to get there early. Everything the town does is popular. Get there and park. And if you got a complaint, park at my house. So, but anyways, it's glad to hear that it was really a good success. So, thank you.
All right, thank you. Moving on to Carol, are you gonna do the public works report or are we just going to?
In relationship with the snow event, I also told Matt to not worry about coming to the meeting. So this is Matt's first report. I think he did a good job. He has been jumping right in and addressing things. I was of course away, and Ken Simino is on vacation, who normally has taken the lead in our snow response. And Matt has jumped in and taken control of things. So very happy with that. We have been busy with a lot of cleanup. The staff has been cleanup of the facility, working on equipment, getting it prepared. We are getting people, additional people prepped to be certified for mosquito spraying. As you know, we have almost a fully brand new public works division, and from all accounts at this point in time, they've been very responsive, and have been taking the bull by the horn and taking action on things that without having being asked to. So I'm very pleased there. Be happy to answer if I'm able to any questions in regards to the public works report.
Questions, Carol? No, okay, thank you, Carol. Moving on to the Millville Volunteer Fire Department report. In the month of January, there were 260 calls, of which 213 were EMS. Our total calls, 33 went to the town of Ocean View. They were just a little bit less busy this year as compared to last year. We'll now move to the citizens privilege. Russ, are there any people on the line?
Right.
Well, there may be on YouTube, but they can't comment. On this
Okay.
meeting. Sorry.
So citizens privilege is listed in discussion, consideration, or items subsequently added at any time to the pre-published agenda for discussion and consideration. If someone chooses to speak at the first citizens privilege, she or he may not speak on the same topic at the second citizens privilege. So at this point, it's now open to the public to ask any questions or make comments. We'll wait a minute or so to see if anyone types in or calls in.
We have 5 people watching online with no comments.
Okay. Thank you. We'll now move on to new business. There is no introduction of ordinances. And we'll take up on the next item of discussion, consideration, and possible voting on the appointment of William Goodwin, District 3, and Melissa Tuttle from District 1 to the Board of Elections.
Mr. Mayor,
Hold on a second. Donna, did you want to say something about these?
Oh goodness.
there she is.
I gotta get hold of it.
Turn off your cell phone.
Well, then you won't hear me. I
Oh.
got it. Let's see. What can I do?
Mute the computer.
Mute the computer. Okay.
Right.
There we go. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yes, we have 2 people who are willing to be on the Board of Elections, Bill Goodwin and Melissa Tuttle. I have one person who was not able to agree to stay on. She's in District 3, so Mr. Goodwin will replace her term, which ends in 27. And then Melissa has agreed to take the place of Gail, who will be leaving us in May. They will both be at the election by an appointed position for Melissa till May. And then she will go on the board as District 1 representative. And I have no other District 1 representation, so this is very important that we have this. So that's the two people.
Donna, what's the name of the person who came off, who wasn't continuing?
Marilyn Sheets,
Okay.
District 3. And Gail has expressed that she will not be reappointed. She's too busy with the police department. So we will miss her, but I don't want to lose Melissa. So we're going to use her for the election, and then her appointment will run through 28, 3 years. We're just appointing her early.
It's a good training opportunity too, while Gail's still there.
Yes, yes, and the charter says that we can appoint election clerks or employees to help out. So this is what we are doing.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Excuse me,
welcome.
question?
I'd just like to say for the record, thanks, Mr. Goodwin, for stepping up and helping out with the election process from District 3.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to concur with Melissa Tuttle. In District 1, great person, family, 2 kids grown up in the school system right here in Indian River. Just a wonderful, her and her husband, a great addition, and she will be to the board. And for future, just a well-rounded, wonderful citizens of this town.
Thank you. At this point, I need a motion to appoint William Goodwin, District 3, and Melissa Tuttle, District 1, to the Board of Elections.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint William Goodwin of District 3 to the Board of Elections.
How
And
about,
Melissa Tuttle, District 1 to the Board of Elections.
do I hear a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
So passes 5-0. Thank you. Moving on to the presentation of the proposed fiscal year 26 operating budget, 5-year capital improvement budget, and the water utility budget. Dawn?
Actually, I'm going to take it. So,
Okay.
in your packets, we included the full detail of the FY26 budget as proposed. I thought if you were so inclined, I could run through, take a moment to run down some highlights. If you wished that I would. It'll probably take a couple minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
Okay. So the operating budget as proposed is totals $6.3 million with a capital improvement program totaling $1.6 million for FY26. Expenses were reduced by $119,000 prior to this submission in an effort to keep to the 2-cent tax increase discussed during a prior council meeting when we asked for guidance. The FY26 budget, as recommended, recognizes 1 cent as the value of 1 cent on the tax dollar to be $142,165. So 1 cent on the tax dollar raises $142,165, and that's up from $139,977 for FY26. So up a few $1,000s. Some of the significant budget assumptions that we made in the proposed budget, it assumes the use of unassigned fund balance in the amount of $69,500 for one-time costs associated with an Ocean View Police Department total compensation study and police department legal and risk analysis associated with our serving areas outside of the town. Also, revenues, we're recommending again the 2-cent increase to the tax rate after a 3-cent reduction in FY23 and no change to the tax rate in FY24 or 25. Gross rental receipt tax revenue was increased with the new tax rate of 6%. Transfer tax was increased with the completion of Silverwood's community and the development starting that just got its approval, Shore Vista, coming this fiscal year. Building permits and impact fees were also adjusted with this in mind. Also includes anticipated donation of $15,000 to the to offset the Cops and Goblins event in addition with the fundraising effort that the chief already explained. And we are also going to for 2026 go after grant and aid funding to help us with this. The fee schedule currently includes changes that will be voted on by resolution at the April 8th meeting. So if need be, with the outcome of the fee schedule changes, we can make changes, but right now it assumes that they would be approved. Expenses. The budget includes the continued support of a seasonal paid volunteer for the Ocean View Police Department, a seasonal part-time code enforcement officer, a part-time PAC/accreditation manager, also discussed prior in this meeting, and the addition of 2 permanent part-time maintenance staff in the Public Works Department that have been temporary until the budget is approved, and if they are indeed included. COLA, cost of living adjustment in the amount of 3%, along with all sworn officers receiving a $3,000 salary adjustment to bring the starting pay to $68,000. Includes 7 officers receiving promotion step increases, and also includes a 6-year contract renewal for the chief of police, along with associated salary increase for both the chief and the town manager, myself. Healthcare was increased by 4.1%, as reported by the state of Delaware benefits office. Hopefully we'll not get any late in the game changes like we did last year. And all other insurances were increased by 5%, and we budgeted for 4 months of the newly mandated Delaware paid family leave insurance. That amounts to about $5,400 for what has to be included for this year. With all that said, their highlights, we probably missed some things, but we look forward to discussing it in detail at the workshop. And if anybody has any questions, we did get some questions from the mayor, and we have worked on responding to them. We will likely get them out to everybody probably tomorrow or the next day, and then we will keep track of all questions and answers. They'll be on the website for anybody to view at any time.
Thank you, Carol. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
Just that, I guess the workshop is in this point up to then for questions. So I'll save them as we go through the document, but thank you very much, Carol.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Carol. The last item is discussion, consideration, and possible voting on a recommendation to add a vendor debarment policy, the town policy manual. Dawn, are you doing this?
In order to apply for and receive federal grants, it's required that we vet all candidate vendors for capital projects and to confirm that they are eligible to perform work for the federal government. Currently, we follow the policy and standards that are set forth by uniform guidance, and that is part of our purchasing policy. It's been requested now twice from different grants that we have a formal policy put in place. So we're recommending that the council authorize the addition of the vendor debarment policy to the town's policy manual.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, I need a motion to authorize the addition of the vendor debarment policy to the town policy manual.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the addition of the attached vendor debarment policy to the town's policy manual.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bill passes 5-0. Thank you. We will now go to the second citizen's privilege. Since no one spoke at the first one, they may speak about anything. So we'll wait a minute and see if there's any question or comment.
Well, at this time, we have 6 people watching the live stream. And, no comments at this time.
Okay, thank you. And there's no executive session, so I need a motion to adjourn.
Like to make a
Motion to
motion.
adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It passes 5-0. Thank you very much
Thank you.
and enjoy the winter wonderland out there.